and he can't even lift weights with it. I mean, he's up to like 10 pounds of curls. It's really kind of crazy. You tell me you can't hold up a jug of milk, like a jug of milk like that. His arm would just fall.
Not fun.
This is an interesting fight, huh? Tyron Woodley, Wonderboy 2.
Well, I think we're going to see probably the same thing we did in the first one. Just kind of a stalemate. I mean,
I don't know about that, man. I feel like if Woodley decides to take him down like he did in the first round, it changes the whole fight.
But is he actually going to do that?
Well, he just decided not to in the second fight, or in the second round.
Yeah.
He just decided not to for whatever reason. But it wasn't like it wasn't available to him. It was really weird. And I asked him about it. He said, I have no idea why I didn't take him down. Kevin Tucker. It just seems to me that this guy, you know, what happened in that fight, like when Woodley took him down the first round, he dominated him on the ground, just beat him up.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like Wonderboy had an answer. It looked like he was going to get smashed.
Yeah.
And then the fight changed from the second round on. It became like a kickboxing fight. And Woodley still hurt him bad in the fourth. But one thing that he took away a big part of the kicking game of Wonderboy, because Wonderboy didn't want to kick and be taken down by him and be smashed on the ground like that again. So he kept it standing and kept moving back and forth from the waist and just sort of like kind of point fighting with his hands, you know? That's what it seemed like. It was more of that.
Well, yeah, that's how he's going to win that fight.
Yeah.
That's how Wonderboy's going to... He has to keep him at distance, you know? I mean, his inside game isn't bad, but it's the threat of the takedown. He's got no chance with Tyron on the inside.
I know, right?
And the power exchange, too. I mean, you think of how much power Tyron's got.
Yeah, Wonderboy can knock you out. He can knock you out, but Tyron can knock you out with one shot.
Yeah.
And Wonderboy, most of the time, it's a bunch of shots. I mean, he can knock you out clean if he catches you, especially with kicks. It's just an interesting fight to see who makes the right adjustment.
Exactly. That's... Yeah, because they're going to go... I mean, maybe do a decision, I would think. Just kind of how the style matchup is. They're two guys that seem like they'll end up there. But I don't see a problem with it. I think we're going to see a lot... Like, whoever game plan can really work this time. You know, just one of them has to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, what a crazy fucking sport. It's just, there's so many variables. There's so many different ways to win. And it's what makes it so exciting, but it also makes it so difficult to call. Like, if you're watching certain fights, like a boxing match, we're watching certain boxing matches, and you know how one guy fights, know how another guy fights, you can kind of figure out what's going to happen. And you'd be with reasonable certainty. But with MMA... half the time you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Like half the time.
Would the best strategy for Woodley be just to continue taking him down?
Yes.
Like relentlessly?
Yes. I would say that.
Right?
I would say that.
Okay. I don't know.
I would say that. Well, he can knock you out, too. That's the thing about Woodley is he can do both. Wonderboy can't do both. Wonderboy can't take Tyron Woodley down. He's just not going to. I mean, he could wind up on top if, you know, like in the first fight, Woodley went for that guillotine, was choking the shit out of him, and somehow or another Wonderboy got through it. And it wound up that
he was on top.
That Wonderboy was on top. That's possible.
Yeah.
But like shooting for a power double and taking down Tyron Woodley, like, oh,
not gonna happen.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it can happen, but it doesn't seem likely. What's really likely though is Woodley can take him down, and what's also really likely is Woodley can knock him out. But Wonderboy can knock him out too. I mean, Wonderboy can knock people out. He doesn't have the same amount of horsepower that Woodley does.
It's accuracy. It's placed perfectly.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
He's going to hit you with a couple of them.
His striking is so dynamic. He can do so many different things, especially off the front leg. But Woodley's got that one-punch smash power. Like there's that video of the fourth round where Woodley connects with a left hook to the chin, and you see Wonderboy's eyes roll back in his head, and he managed to survive. That's one thing we learned about Woodley from that, or Wonderboy from that fight. That fucking dude's got heart, man. Yeah. He can take it. The fact that he didn't tap from that guillotine, like, ugh, that was horrific.
Yeah, he was in a couple of real bad positions in that fight, and you saw how tough he really is.
He's tough, no doubt about that. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not he can avoid the takedown and whether or not he can be effective standing up and avoid the bombs.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with Woodley's ability to fight 5 rounds, too, because that was always the knock on him, that he's so big, he's so muscular, that he's not going to have the endurance. But he hurt him in the 4th. Yeah. You know? Kind of interesting. What's so funny? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
The whole muscular cardio thing. It's funny.
Why is it funny?
I don't know.
You're not even high.
He doesn't like it when you say that.
Oh, he gets mad, but it's a fact.
Sorry.
What is this movie?
This is I don't know.
Collide, Fast and the Furious '97.
God.
At some point in time, they're gonna have to stop.
Anthony Hopkins is in it, so it could be fucking real shitty.
Westworld's on vacation. He's got to make some money, man.
God, that show's good.
It's on vacation, on hiatus. There's almost too many shows nowadays.
There is, by far. I hear about new shit all the time, and I'm like, I
can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it.
I don't have time.
People are always telling me, dude, you got to check out this show. I'm like, fuck you.
I like sleep.
Well, it's fun to get distracted, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. You can only have so many distractions. Here we go. Hector Lombard.
Speaking of giant muscles,
Johnny Hendricks. Well, he's the freakiest of the freak. Him and Yoel Romero.
Weird. Same Olympic team.
You ever see where he works out? When Lombard works out, everything is short. Like his chin ups, he does chin ups like this. Everything is like it's not. There's no long, big motions. Tricep extensions, very short. Everything is like not like full range of motion stuff. Everything is like short distances.
Huh.
It's interesting.
Wonder why.
I don't know. You know, just his style of strength and conditioning and working out. And at 185, man, he's such a fucking gorilla.
Where's he training now?
He's ATT. See, look at that. See how he's lifting? Look. Yeah. Everything is like he doesn't have like full range of motion with a lot of his exercises. He's a freak.
Yeah.
When he knocked out Nate Marquardt, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's amazing that there it is right there. Yeah. It's amazing that Marquardt is still in there swinging.
Oh, Paul Harris.
He beat the shit out of Paul Harris. That was at 172, right?
He's a fucking scary man.
It's just so strange, this sport, how you get to see inside of a few year period the guys rise and then complete falling apart.
Yeah.
You just get to see them at the peak, looking their best, and then you get to see them just really when you're just hoping and praying that they stop doing it. And it all happens inside of 2 years.
It's like the music business.
It's worse, though, because they're getting beaten up.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting abused.
It is like the music business in a way, though, right? Like, think of a big music act from like 3 years ago that you can see at the Canyon Club tomorrow night.
Out of all the bands that get signed, 95% of them get dropped by their third album. They don't make it. Most bands don't make it. Only the very, very few make it. It's just like MMA.
Someone was telling me about Chance the Rapper. Is that the dude's name? He's not signed to anybody. He's selling out gigantic arenas.
Technically, yes.
Technically, what does that mean?
Yeah, he's technically, quote unquote, an independent rapper.
Right.
So he's not technically on a record label, but he's got great friends all over the map. His agent is the biggest agent in the music industry, or was. Kara Lewis, she's one of the biggest. So he's got all the help that everyone would need. You don't need the backing of a record label, which was like lawyers and promotions and all that. Right. You can do it all himself.
So the lawyer, the record label thing is kind of useless nowadays, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't help you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an amazing change in the world with digital. Amazing what happened with. It started out Lars Ulrich. Is that how you say his name? He saw the writing on the wall with that Napster shit. He saw what was happening, and he called it first. And then now you're seeing, like, the business is almost a completely different business than it was 20 years ago. It's all based on live performing. There's no money in. What does a person make from record sales these days?
It's point.
Unless you're a huge star.
Something.
The huge stars still make it? They'll still make money off of albums? Like, does Kanye West still make?
Fuck yeah.
How much do you think he makes?
They're filthy rich.
Of course he's filthy rich, but is he making money?
You're filthy rich.
But that's not what I'm saying. Is he making money from record sales? Obviously, he's filthy rich because he's selling out arenas. But is he making money from record sales still?
That's a good question.
Does that make sense? God, this is a boring conversation.
I saw an article just the other day. I was trying to find it right now to pull it up, but it's
I don't
just
know.
saying how a lot of pop music or people are charging a lot more for their tickets now, $200-$300.
Greedy bitches.
And that's where they're making a lot of their money back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.